Do you have a YouTube channel or?
Yeah. Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. We got a really special day planned for you today. We are going up to Rock Island. Special day for me anyway, because I'm the one who gets to do it. We're going up to Rock Island. That is the furthest island north in Wisconsin. It is just to the north and east of Washington Island, which is the largest permanent inhabitable island in Wisconsin. Rock Island is also the home to the oldest working lighthouse in Wisconsin. It was originally put in 1836, I believe. It was revamped in 1856 or 1858, something like that. And that structure is still standing. We are going to go through that. Now, unfortunately, my footage on my very first clip did not turn out. That's what I'm refilming right now. I'm actually out today to watch the sun come up behind me. So I already know what happened, so I know it turned out to be a good day. I know the weather was great, and I know that we got to see a lot of cool stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned for all of that. All of the footage turned out really good, with the exception of the very first clip, which I am redoing right now, and the part of me playing the piano in the boathouse. That didn't turn out real good either, but you might get to see it anyway. We'll see. A couple of fun facts that I will try to throw in throughout the day. First of all, we are going up. I'm leaving Green Bay, which is where the very first recorded shipwreck on the Great Lakes ever happened. It was leaving Green Bay. It was a French ship. I can't pronounce it. It was in the early 1600s. We're going to go up to Sister Bay. We are going to get fuel in Sister Bay. I have this plan, so we're going to hit those docks as soon as they open. We're going to fuel up in Sister Bay. We're going to head up all the way up to Rock Island. We're going to spend some time up there. We're going to head back down, catch Sister Bay again before they close for fuel, because this is about a 200-mile trip. And just in case, I did call a few other fuel places, most of which were closed, but I did get one of the gentlemen from the docks on Washington Island, and he gave me his cell phone number. He said that if I miss the Sister Bay one, or if I leave Rock Island too late and I'm not able to get to Sister Bay before they close, give him a call. He'll come and open up his docks. So a huge thanks to him in the event that we need that. Turns out I already know we don't need that, but that was really cool that we had that option. So we're going to do Sister Bay, fuel, we're going to do Rock Island, a lot of cool stuff up there. Don't forget, we're hitting up Death's Door in the way, and coming back down, Sister Bay. I also catch lunch there too, you'll see that. And we're coming back down, so it turns out to be a really good day. So stay tuned. Behind me, we'll see a series of islands over here. We have the Strawberry Islands over here. Those are privately owned. We also have, I can't remember the name of that island, but it's just a nasty thing for birds and crap like that. It's uninhabitable. Right over here, we have, you probably can't hardly see it very much. The majority of it's underwater. You can, I can see it in real life. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera. We have just a little bit of it that is above water right here. That's called Pirate Island. Water is a little bit low this year. That is typically completely underwater, but only by like a foot or two. The owner of that bought it just because he wanted to say he owned an island. And he only has to pay property taxes on it when it's above water, which is kind of cool. It comes this way just a little bit. Now, the channels through here, the water is very, very shallow. You're going to see a lot more of that when we actually navigate through Death's Door. But we go from like 100 feet of water to 11 feet of water. Right now we are in about 7 feet of water. I can actually see bottom. It's pretty clear over here. I'll show you, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera or not. We do have a rock bottom over here, so I don't want to run ashore. We are going to continue. This is the farthest north that I have ever been with this particular boat. My last boat, I've come through here and I've checked out these islands here. Pirate Island, the year that I came through here, was underwater, but I didn't know about it. It showed up on my GPS, but I was like looking for it and I couldn't find it. And all of a sudden, like there I am, it was about 2 feet underwater. And I was like, whoa. We went from like the 7 or 8 feet of water that we were in to like holy crap, that's like, I better not go there. We are going to, I'll show you over here first. We've got Horseshoe Island straight ahead of us over here. And then all of this is a state park. It's actually around the corner as well. It's all the state park. There is a bluff there. They call it Eagles Bluff. It is super pretty. You got a really nice overview of all of these islands. So really pretty view. If you ever get a chance to check it out, it's definitely worth that. We are going to head now to Sister Bay. Sister Bay is supposed to be the most pretty and the nicest, most friendliest city in all of Door County. We're going to find out. That's where our fuel stop is planned, and I think that I have enough. I know I have enough fuel to get there. I think we can go from there to Rock Island and then back to Sister Bay. Their fuel docks are open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. so I only have that amount of time in between there to try to catch those fuel. Also, we are going to hit through Death's Door. Now, there's over 275 shipwrecks in that area because you go from like 30, 40, 50 feet of water to like less than a foot of water, just randomly in random spots. A really lot of shoals. Not all of them are a foot or less, but the majority of them, back in the day, ships couldn't get through. Now, we can navigate that much better with GPS and the technology that we have today. The reason that it is called Death's Door is, well, one of the reasons they say is because of all the shipwrecks that were there. The other one is in the 1600s. There was two Indian tribes, the Potawatomi Indians and the Winnebago Indians, and they supposedly had some really crazy battles there, and there was so many killed over those years that they were there that they just called that whole area Death's Door. And it is allegedly why Door County is called Door County, because it is the county of Death's Door. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just like an urban legend. So we are going to head over to Sister Bay, which is straight north of us. Not quite north. A little bit northeast. So we're headed that way, and we'll check in at the fuel dock. Alright, we made it to Sister Bay for our fuel stop. We got 65.4 miles from Green Bay to here, and we averaged 2.6 miles per gallon. So not half bad. We kept it at roughly 29 miles an hour, which is 10.8 gallons per hour roughly. That's where I get my best fuel economy. So we're trying to make it all the way on a tank here. We'll get up to the island on it and back on a tank, hopefully. We'll see how that goes. The weather is still super calm. The sun is out. It's warming up a lot. When I am stopped, I'm actually pretty warm with a jacket on. So we're going to head out of here, and our next stop will be... It is very, very rare that the bay is this calm. Look at this here behind me, how absolutely gorgeous it is. It's just dead calm. It's absolutely beautiful out here. In the background, you can see hazily. Maybe you can't. I can see hazily. That is Upper Michigan. We are north now of the furthest mainland of Wisconsin, which is this point right over here. That is North Point. You may or may not be able to see. I can see it in real life. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but you can see the harbor there for the ferry, which goes to Washington Island. Washington Island is the only island that has permanent residents throughout the year in Wisconsin. If you look over, I'm moving again here. If you look right over here, this gap here, that roughly that 4.5 mile stretch, that is Death's Door. We are going to head that way probably on the way back, because I want to make sure that we get to the island and we have time to check out some stuff there, because there's some really cool things that I think are there. I've actually never been to Rock Island before. Little tiny piece of land right there just sticking up, that is Plum Island, and then right over here is Detroit Island, which kind of, there's a gap in between it, but from here you can't really see it. And then this whole area here is Washington Island. We are going to go around Washington Island on the west side, and we are going to pull up because Rock Island is on the northeast corner of it. We, however, cannot get in between Washington Island and Detroit Island. I don't think that the water is deep enough. There's some really, really shallow spots there. So I don't think we're going to chance going around there. We might try coming back around the backside. I think we're going to stay to the west of it, though. So right over here, we're going to stay to the west of this. We're going to loop around, and we're going to hit Rock Island. We are here. You can see this right here in the background. Right over here, the ferry is coming in, so I'm going to find out where they sit at the dock, and I'm going to go to the other side of the dock. Then I'm pretty sure they stay on this side, and I'm going to go on the other side. They got the little boathouse over there. I don't know if we can go inside there or not, but we're definitely going to try it out. So, looks like the ferry is going on this side, so we're going to head over to the other side of the dock, which is good. I already got my fenders set out on there, and let's go check it out. We are standing inside of the boathouse now. I did talk to the DNR. They were here, made sure it was okay to park my boat, and I did get permission to bring my boat inside of the boathouse. There's a lot of swallows that are nesting here, so I don't want to disturb them too much and get my boat all crapped on. But before we leave, we are going to pull the boat into here. This boathouse was actually built by the man who used to own this island right before the Great Depression. This was like his yacht house. I got a little bit of history on this. The state owns this now. His children sold it back to the state because after he died, they sold off a bunch of stuff trying to keep the island, but weren't able to. But he was a millionaire, and he built all kinds of really cool stuff here. He immigrated from Iceland, and there's some furniture upstairs I think we're going to take a look at that he actually had some Iceland people come and carve out, and there's some glacier limestone that part of this is built with. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to give you a quick look at the inside here. I'm going to try not to fall in the water. This is the upstairs of the boathouse. It looks like, I don't know what it was originally, but it's quite a nice meeting room right now. And this fireplace is probably 6.5 feet tall or so. We're going to take a look up there too as well. They even have a piano over here. Here's a look. We are in the upstairs now. You can look down, or you can look up. It's very pretty up here as well. This boathouse is right around 100 years old. The lighthouse, we're going to go see the lighthouse too. The lighthouse was built in 1850s. The original lighthouse here was 1836, and the 1850 whatever that the new one was built still makes it the oldest active lighthouse in the state of Wisconsin. If you recall, we did a video one day of the one from 1948 that I believe is the oldest still standing, but this is the oldest one that is still functioning.
You could wait, or you could. Okay, we're good. All right. So.
Is this still in use, or is it? Still used, or is it?
No. So there's a steel tower over that way that's now the light because this was automated in 1946, and then.
They're giving tours of the lighthouse, so I have limited time to film in here real quick. We just went upstairs, and I got a couple of shots there for you of the actual lighthouse. And then this is the second floor of it, where the assistant lighthouse operator would have lived.
Half the time they didn't even go to Washington Island. They just stayed on the island. I mean, later, but it would take like good 2-3 hours to row over there. And it's like, you gotta go all the way down there, or you have to go to the boathouse and things. So, not exactly easy to get to ship.
Yeah.
And this is the first floor where the other family would have lived.
This is this door has columns, you can see kind of on your side. These columns will start in the basement and they go all the way up to the tower and it's the tower. So it's a structural isn't that first one, you know, if they ever did it, but it's to the test of time, so I say.
Just do a quick walk around of the outside of the lighthouse here for you. Not particularly extravagant, but supposedly this was one of the nicer lighthouses of its time. Actually, maybe possibly even the nicest. That's the door to the basement. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. I found this nice little cliff here by the water. I'm not sure how far I can go down based on time, but again, we've got Lake Michigan out to the side here. This over here is Washington Island, and then this is the end of Rock Island and the beach where I am right now. I gotta do one more view over here, just so you guys can take a look at this. You know, maybe it's just me, but I think it's awful pretty. Definitely worth the trip up here. If you guys get a chance, you gotta come up here. There's so much that I got to just see a glimpse of, but I've got to get back before the fuel station closes in Sister Bay. So I gotta kind of keep an eye on the time, but there's so much. I should probably have packed up and spent the night here. That would have been a lot more fun. But you guys... Just for a little bit of perspective, this is Rock Island. This is where we are right now. When we went down to the beach, that was over here. The little bit that I filmed by the rocks and stuff, that was right up here. And then the lighthouse is way up here. We didn't walk any of this, but maybe we'll come back next time and do that. I don't know how big his yacht was, but I'm a little apprehensive even with my little boat. Obviously there's not much wind here, just a little bit of current. But that's not very wide to bring in a yacht. Of course, in the early 1900s, I bet you yachts were a lot smaller than what they are today. But hey, we got an extra set of fenders from Sand Shark Anchors. We're gonna throw those on the other side so I don't bang up either side of the boat. And then next thing you'll see, we will be headed into the boathouse. We're actually off the water right now. What I didn't tell you is that this whole trip was really planned spur of the moment. I was at work on Friday night, and at like 9 o'clock, I decided, you know what, tomorrow I'm like headed all the way up to Rock Island. Had a guy at work cover me for a couple of hours. I snuck out of work 2 hours early, and we just grabbed the boat and took off. So I ended up not being able to film the very end of it because I was kind of dozing off pretty bad, and I just stopped, took a little nap. So we were out again today, so I figured I'd finish it up at least on the boat. Hopefully I didn't miss any spots. I think a couple of things we were gonna do, we didn't get a chance to. We had a lot of fun though, and we're definitely gonna go back out again one day. Probably spend the night as well, because it was just so much that we didn't get to see on the island. But if you get a chance to go there, you definitely got to check it out. A really lot of history. If you know me, I absolutely love history. There's just so much history there. It was really cool. So a few things that you are not going to want to miss, because we have been trying out, and one of them is a bug zapper. We're going to let you know this is a cordless bug zapper that will, it's solar powered, and it will plug into a USB-C. Actually USB-C on one side, USB on the other side. So we can plug it into the boat, we can charge it up, we can hang it from the tower, and it will solarly charge, although it uses power faster than it charges. So we're going to see how that works, and we're going to let you know how it's doing. We've also got a new vacuum cleaner that we've been trying out on the boat, because who doesn't like to keep their boat clean, right? So stay tuned for a couple of those things. You're definitely going to want to check out the things that we find out that work and that don't work. So thanks for coming along with us on this trip. If you're watching this channel for the first time and you haven't already,
and you want to, boom, please subscribe.